What is good, my quick crypto family? Back at it again with another stream. 27 days and counting. We're going very strong, and yeah, we've got again quite a lot to talk about in this video. Well, I guess there aren't that many updates, truth be told, but yesterday when I was in my Discord server, my free Discord server, which I'm going to link in the chat right now for anyone who's interested in joining, I was, just going through the motions as I do. We're all talking about stuff. And then me and a member in particular, my man Cody, we started theorizing about, well, the title of this stream, as you can see, which is that tier 1 exchanges are accumulating quietly, accumulating Kaspa right now, which, if this is true, this would be history in the making. So as I'm going to talk about this theory right now, I want you guys to let me know your thoughts down in the comment section, just effectively what you think. Do you think it's possible, or do you think it's just mere speculation? I mean, again, there's only so much facts and so much logic that I can bring, because there's only so many things we can prove when we're talking about it. But ultimately, yes, there are, I think it's a definite possibility, and if it is, then it's a very big deal that we're about to see history in the making. So, what I'm going to get into in the stream, here we have Chirp. Good morning, my man. Good morning. Bingo Bango, what's up, my man? Welcome to the stream. Doesn't matter if you did the last couple ones, you're here now. It's all that matters. Poker Seraphim, what's good, my brother? Leroy from Australia, 11:30 there again. Hello. And Andy A, yes, I am the real one. I know that he reached out to me the other day, and yeah, I am the real one. Don't worry about that. And you're not buying Kaspa. I'll believe it when I see it, although you have a history of buying more later on in the stream, so I'll wait for that announcement. So yeah, this is Cody. Yeah, this is it. This is the theory that me and, well, I say me and him, we both were thinking about. We both cooked it up together, basically. But for me, it is logical, right? For me, it's based on logic, right? So to get into it, yesterday, I started, watching through Red Panda Mining streams. I'm sure people who know Red Panda Mining, who he is, he's a very well-known content creator regarding, mining, Bitcoin, and also mainly Kaspa as well. And he's just talking about, the miner stuff as he was doing yesterday. Now, according to Red Panda Miner, RPM, Bitmain and IceWeather, two of the biggest mining companies, they are slashing their prices for the miners roughly 50%, which is insane. 50% of the price being cut. So as you can see on screen here, some of these, like the middle one here was worth about 4k, and now it's down to 2, which is insane if that is the case. I mean, he has a spreadsheet up of all of it. So yeah, I mean, by all means, once you're done here, if you want to see the proof, go check out this stream for yourself. It's the most latest stream. And because of this announcement, because IceWeather and Bitmain are slashing their miner prices by half, he strongly believes that we could see Kaspa's hash rate surge as high as 1,200 PHS, so over 1 EH by October, which is only a month away. And I mean, we can see how drastic this hash rate's been rising as time goes on. People say 1 EH tomorrow. That would be crazy if that's the case, but you can see the miners can't get enough. More and more Kaspa being mined, and the hash rate is going parabolic. And this is basically why there's a theory that, again, me and Cody were speaking about yesterday, that a theory of why this may be exchanges, right? Exchanges aren't buying Kaspa. Tier 1s and other exchanges, they aren't buying Kaspa OTC over the counter from the miners. Because if they did that, if they bought it over the counter, we would see most likely a massive surge. You see a one wallet just drastically increase, and you see a surge in Kaspa. If they're buying over the counter, you see a surge in the price of Kaspa. But right now, we've been seeing there's been very little price movement of Kaspa. There's not been a lot of liquidity in the market, true, but we've been seeing very little, price action. It's been, if anything, mainly down. So the speculation, the theory, is that the tier 1s aren't buying Kaspa. What they're doing, instead of they're mining it themselves. And that, for me, is a logical prediction to make, considering we have been seeing a sheer surge in hash rate as of late. Like, the fair market value of a Kaspa right now should be around 30 cents, and it's not there right now, because there's not a lot of liquidity in the market, and other external factors that are affecting the price of crypto and Kaspa right now. But in the past, let me actually get the 2miners.com website up so we can see for ourselves. In the past, how long? Past 45 days, let's just say. But if we see, look at the month, right, we can see the surge is happening in the past month. It's at 900 now. It was at 570 a month ago. Over the past 90 days, past 45 days, So just over a month, it's rose by about 450 PHS, which is absolutely insane. That is not something to gloss over. That's a very, very big deal. So as we're seeing this massive surge, for me and Cody, we're thinking about it. Okay, maybe this is actually tier one's buying it. So we've got to do the maths here, right? We've got to look at this, right? Again, tier ones, right? The big exchanges, the likes of Binance, the likes of Coinbase, the likes of Kraken, OKX, whoever it may be, the Geminis, the Crypto.coms, all the big exchanges, right? Whoever it may be. The theory is that these exchanges, right, as we all know, they are a business. And what's the whole point of a business? Their point is to make as much profit as possible, to find the best solution to generate the best return on investment, the best ROI, right? So, based on that, let's do the maths, right? The maths being that right now, let's just say in the past 45 days, 450 PH has increased. We've seen a 450 PHS increase in 45 days. Now, equivalent, a 450 PHS equivalent is equivalent to 450,000 THS. And let's say that these exchanges, they're losing the TS5M Kaspa miner, TS5, which costs around $7,000 right now. So you do the calculations, right? So if they're using the KS5 miner, which the hash rate of that is 15 TH, and currently there's been an increase of 450 PHS, so 450,000 THS, you do 450,000 divided by 15, which is equivalent to 30,000 units. The cost of the KS5 miner is 7k, so you do 7k times 30,000 units, equivalent to $210 million just based on the equipment alone for the KS5 miner. It's not taken into account, again, these are kind of rough estimates considering that it's not one-to-one. They're not taking into account the electrical bill or any other factors taken into place. It's purely just on the imagined price and cost they're using to buy the equipment, right? Which is $210 million these exchanges are spending to buy Kaspa miners and mine Kaspa. Not one-to-one ratio. But again, we're theorizing here, right? And for me, it's a very interesting theory to go through. So let's just say again, so these exchanges, wherever they may be, multiple exchanges, they have now spent $210 million on Kaspa to get miners to mine Kaspa. Let's say, just for theorized speaking, it's one-to-one. You want to divide that by current price of Kaspa, which currently is just short of 16, 17 cents. Let's just say it's 16 cents because it will round it down for this point round. You do 210 million divided by $0.16, meaning right now these exchanges have accumulated 1.3 billion Kaspa. You can do the math for yourself and check it out, but if that's the case, we've seen these exchanges, we've seen a massive surge in hash rate over the time. So potentially we've been seeing, again, if you're doing it roughly, we could be seeing a surge, and we've seen 1.3 billion Kaspa accumulated during these 45 days during this period of time. Also, there has been proof that I've showcased in previous streams that it is actually more profitable over a longer time period, let's say 18 months, it's more profitable to mine Kaspa than it is just to straight up buy it. So maybe what we're actually seeing, which would be for the first time ever, because it's never happened in history, is exchanges mining a crypto as the cheaper alternative than to just buying it over the counter. Because this is what generates them better return on investment as well. And also, you've got to keep in mind as well, the reason why I think this makes sense as well is because it means they can do it quietly. By exchanges mining Kaspa, they can effectively quietly build up their accumulation of Kaspa without raising attention to the project, without them buying over the counter. It won't affect the price of Kaspa. And we can see evidence a little bit of that right here. If we go down to addresses, percentile, percentage, percentage of circulating supply, the top 0.0% of, held by meaningful addresses, we can see we've been seeing a massive surge here over the past, day? A massive surge. So top 0.01% of meaningful addresses have massively increased their supply of held Kaspa. For me, it's just a theory. I'm not saying this is fact or anything like that. It's just because there's only so much you can prove, because you can't exactly find the address of the exchanges and then link it to the exchange. There's only so much you can find out from this. But for me, and for what me and Cody were talking about yesterday, I think it's actually a very sound theory. It sounds logical. The fact that we've been seeing the hash rate go absolutely nuts over the pan of the last month. Over the pan of from a month and a half ago, we saw it go from basically 300, 400 up to almost 1,000 now. That is absolutely insane. But yet what I've been also preaching as well is that the hash rate normally is indicative of a price rise. So why have we not been seeing a price rise of Kaspa if the hash rate is going up? And there are market sentiments to affect that, of course. I believe that the fact there's no liquidity in the market is a factor of that. But at the same time, I think it's because the exchanges want to keep the price low so they can accumulate more in due time and do it slowly. But we can see that the increase in the hash rate also, we should know, is indicative of the increase in adoption of project whilst increasing the security. So that's why in time it does lead to a price rise. And if we can see again, it does typically lead to, it means a fair market value for capital right now should be around 30 cents and it's not there. Now, I'm sure it's going to change in due time. I'm sure that eventually when the exchange make their announcement or when the market liquidity comes back in, we'll see a colossal surge, a colossal violent surge with Kaspa's price following, when it has that breakout moment when it breaks above 20 cents. I'm sure we could potentially see that. I think it's a possibility. But that's just, again, a theory that we were talking about. I'll try to get a bit more into the stream as, thoughts clear up. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. I think it's a sound theory all in all. I think it's possible. And there's still probably many factors that we're not taking into consideration as well. Because again, why do exchanges want to miss out on Kaspa? Another key question to ask, because we've seen how amazing Kaspa's been in its lifespan. All-time chart. It's done this in the peak of a bull cycle. One of the only projects to do this. Number 22 on CoinMarketCap with no tier 1 listings. We know Kraken's coming. They've announced they've got a spot already secured. Binance have a zero fees mining pool, conveniently as well, and they have a futures market. We know Coinbase funded the original research of DAG Labs of Kaspa. OKX is part of the KEF. There are many connections to Kaspa and major exchanges in this interview, this roundtable with the Billy Goat Tails. Wolfie, a representative of Kaspa, confirmed that they are in talks and have been in talks with the top 6 odd exchanges for the past 6 months. So we know Kaspa has connections to the tier 1s, and we know that the listings are coming, with Kraken being the first to make their move. And especially over the past month and a half, 2 months, we've been seeing a drastic surge in hash rate. Yep, not really a drastic rise in price. If anything, we've seen a correction, a downtrend in a similar time span over the past month. So for me, this is like potentially what we are seeing is as the crash happened. Obviously, they happened a little before that as well, but let's just say as the crash happened and the market corrected quite heavily and crashed, we saw these exchanges ramp up in buying more equipment to then mine more Kaspa, to accumulate more Kaspa at a lower value when it was also easier. And they might have bought some as well, but ultimately I think it'd be better return on investment on their behalf to just mine it as opposed to just outright buying it. Because if Binance, for example, bought 100 million Kaspa tokens just to list on their exchange, that would cause a drastic shift in price if they bought it over the counter. If they did that over a period of time, accumulating it and slowly mined it, it would go under the radar, and it wouldn't really affect the price. So I mean, that's a theory that I have. Let me know what you think. Me and Cody spoke about this, and I think it's it got both of us very, very excited talking about it, thinking that it's actually a possibility that we haven't been seeing it, but it has been happening behind closed doors. Because again, exchanges want to make much money as possible. They don't want the price to rise, because if it rises, then they're not going to make as much return on investment. They want to keep it as low as possible so they can make as much money as possible. And they still got 100%. Yeah, I think it's possible, Levi. I honestly think it is. I don't know how you do it, but you manage to stream about Kaspa every single day. We all appreciate it. I mean, thank you very much, my man. I mean, yeah, Kaspa's a project that I evidently am very passionate about, and I do think there's a lot to talk about in this space and the stuff that hasn't been covered. And whether it be actual information or factual theories, or theories based on logic, like I spoke about and like I speak about in this stream right now, I think there's always a reason to talk about Kaspa. And again, Kaspa's like for me a great segue to talk about crypto in general, because everyone here who loves Kaspa, for the most part, love Kaspa because of what it is, but also they love making money with crypto, which again is why I created a free Discord server where in the community right now we are all talking about crypto project, about just everything. We're just having a friendly community, just trying to grow our knowledge in regards to market sentiments, crypto and whatnot. And we've learned a lot already, and we're growing very quickly. I think we're at 260 members already now, maybe even higher than that in the span of like 2 to 3 weeks. So we're I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and it's been great. So yeah, Kaspa for me is a great way to talk with very interactive, friendly community, and also then expand our horizons to learn more about other projects that can make us also more money. Thomas, welcome, my friend. Welcome. Good morning, and God bless you again for the updates. Thank you very much, my man, and thank you very much for joining the stream. Greetings, Mr. Jason. Bags packed. Just wait for the pump. Now, I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure there will be a pump very, very soon. Again, we've got to keep in mind that the KRC20 is going to be released in the next. I'm speculating 2 to 3 weeks. Could be earlier. We'll have to wait and see. But we've been seeing, and I think I retweeted some of these yesterday. We've seen a lot of developments happening already. Hopefully, yeah, here it is. So you got KRC20 token balance is now showing on the Kaspa wallet. So we're getting very, very close to a relaunch. If it's successful, we could then see the it fully released. It'll flip Litecoin very, very comfortably, in my opinion. And then from there on, we'll start seeing gradual growth and adoption. KRI getting more involved with Kaspa as well, which will be very, very big. And we'll just start seeing a surge in adoption for Kaspa, which will increase the price of Kaspa in due time as well. Just bought more Kaspa this morning at a nice discount. I mean, yeah, Kaspa right now is valued at 16.81 cents, up 0.36% on the daily time frame. I think there's a possibility we could see Kaspa potentially drop a little bit lower over the cost in the next few days with rate cuts on the horizon. With Bitcoin, surging to 65, now backing down to 60 again, and I think Bitcoin might correct down to 55 if rate cuts come through and they are severe enough. So I'm praying that we see Kaspa come back down to these levels here, if not even lower, and I'll be buying another bag then. But again, 16.82 cents, 17 cents, 20 cents is still very undervalued for Kaspa where it's going to be in the future. And what the KRI have planned for it, everything else, Kaspa has a real possibility to dominate the energy sector and take over the cross-border payment sector and just become the peer-to-peer electronic currency, the medium exchange in the crypto sector. And we know they're mining. Binance, yeah, exactly. That's why also the theory is not that far-fetched, because we already know that Binance have launched a zero-fees mining pool. So Binance have effectively openly admitted they are mining Kaspa now, which is very, very good. We know Kraken's going to list it, also very, very good. We know that Coinbase, who again did fund initial research for Kaspa, we know that they have very, very close partnerships and connections to BlackRock, the largest financial asset manager in the world, $10 trillion asset manager, and BlackRock are shareholders of Marathon Digital Holdings. So Coinbase might be accumulating and mining Kaspa through Marathon. That's a possibility. Marathon's wallet is growing more and more as well. I believe it's at 93 million as well. They're buying more and more Kaspa, and they're the largest miner in existence. So I think the theory, while the theory does sound a little bit far-fetched, I can understand that to an extent without, because there's only so much you can properly prove. There's only so much information you can actually gather because you can't get access to the actual wallet addresses and link them to the exchanges. But it's a theory that I believe, and again, me and Cody speak about, we believe that it's actually based on logic, because you have to understand that Binance are mining, Coinbase have connections to the miners, and you have tier ones that are deeply connected to Kaspa. We have been seeing, we know that they've been talking to exchanges for a very, very long time, and we've been seeing a very drastic rise in hash rate over the past month and a half, 2 months, 3 months, with little to no price rise, which is, a lot of people find that confusing, and people are like, well, I thought the hash rate was important. Hash rate is so important, why is the price not rising? Well, there's not a lot of liquidity in the market anyway, it's not a lot of liquidity, but at the same time, it's because there's not been any, it's because the hash rate is just showing that there's increased adoption in the project, increased security, but it's happening so drastically, means we have to see major players, major miners getting involved. So it's possible that we're seeing people with big capital, big liquidity, a big amount of money, like exchanges, starting to mine Kaspa to then build up their bag, so then they can just announce a listing, and when the price then spikes when you see announce the listing, they would have made their profit off that as well. Kaspa is king, 100%, holding 1 million and not selling. Good man. Always, I do believe that it's always worth taking profits. I am holding Kaspa, of course, and I will be taking stop profits around, I'll be taking profits at around $1, $2, and so forth, so on and so forth. But at the same time, I'm never going to not have a Kaspa bag. I'm holding it very, very long term. So I think, yeah, holding and not selling, I think, yeah, it's a good decision. But at the same time, taking profit might also be worthwhile. But at the same time, however, I think Kaspa right now is in a position where it has the possibility to go to comfortably $3 this cycle, 5 likely as well, and maybe even higher than that, depending on what developments come out. And then, years from now, we could see $100 Kaspa potentially, which means, in at 16 cents, you're laughing. You're holding 1 million Kaspa, and you're at 16 cents right now. It goes to $100, $100 million, you're laughing. If this is the case, does it mean it will take longer till they acquire the needed amount to list Kaspa? Potentially, but at the same time, they might have been doing it for a very, very long time. We've been seeing a drastic increase in hash rate. Let me see, the proper spike happened around July. We're end of August now, so it's been about a month and a half, 45 days or so. So in the past 45 days, we've seen a surge from around 400 to almost 1,000, almost a 600 increase in a span of 45, 50 days or so. So again, we've been seeing a massive, drastic increase. And also, I think it's very unlikely that an exchange would just outright buy all the Kaspa they need to list, or all the crypto they need to list on an exchange, because it would result, well, I guess most exchanges, most projects actually give the projects their tokens anyways, but I think most likely what we're going to see is it'll take them longer to accumulate, definitely. I agree with that much, but I don't think it'll be as long as we think. We're seeing a lot of developments coming out for Kaspa very, very soon, and the developments start speeding up quicker and quicker, and the FOMO starts pushing Kaspa higher and higher, and the breakout happens, the exchanges might decide to also buy over the counter as well as mining on top of that as well, because either way they're going to make profit. But if they manage to get some Kaspa at cheap right now, mining it, they'll make more profit than if they were just to buy it straight outright and you just see a price surge. And yeah, as Leroy says, if you guys think the theories is viable and you enjoy these streams, I'll be doing them daily, then feel free to leave a like on the stream, share with your friends if you want them to get involved and know more about Kaspa, and also subscribe for more if you're new to the channel, because I've been doing the streams daily, 27 days in a row now, and I've been enjoying them a lot. I've been enjoying them very, very much, and I plan to keep doing them every single day. Right now I am going through a bit of a moving process, so the streams should still be daily. They might fluctuate in time, but ultimately, yeah, I'm, again, just very, very excited about what's coming for Kaspa in the next, month, weeks, and years to follow. So, again, if you want to keep supporting the channel, leave a like, share with your friends, subscribe for more. J Kas, thanks for the content. Quick Crypto, love it. How much Kaspa do you hold? What would you be taking profit at if you were to sell 90% of your 500k? I'm not going to disclose how much Kaspa I hold exactly. I will disclose that 70% of my portfolio, 70% is Kaspa. And my strategy as for right now is I'm holding it right now. I mean, I've been in since 5 cents, and my plan is to hold Kaspa throughout my whole life. Like, I will more than likely always have Kaspa. I'll be taking profits at $1, probably $1.50, $2, then $3, and then from that point onwards, I'll be trying to call the top. Calling the top is, always a very, very tall task. But as I've already taken profit, it won't matter to me too much. So I'll be waiting around October, November time when the top normally comes in to, take a bit of a bag, maybe a slightly larger bag of Kaspa then, before, the bear market comes in, and then we go through the cycle again. And I'll just keep filling up and DCAing into Kaspa. So if you're to sell, 90% of your 5% is bad, and that is all you held. So what would be your profit for taking strategy if you were to sell 9% of your Kaspa bag? If I have to sell, I don't think I'd ever sell that much of my Kaspa bag, truth be told. If I'm taking a bag from Kaspa, mostly I'm using it just to, put it into investment, whether it be retail, whether it be, actually maybe buying property, or whether just going out and enjoying my money, whatever it may be. Whatever I do with the money is whatever I decide to do with it. But ultimately, I would imagine that I'm always going to be holding Kaspa. I don't think I'd ever sell that much of my bag personally. It depends a great deal on their access to power. If they can't get it cheap, it's not cheap. True. Definitely true. It depends on their access to power. There's certain factors that you can't take into account, the likes of electricity and whatnot, and how many miners they can accumulate and get themselves to mine it. So again, that's why it's a theory that I think is logical, but again, there's a lot of outliers that you can't properly confirm the theory. But for me, that is the reason why I thought it's possible is because, again, we've been seeing a massive surge in hash rate, a lot more people mining Kaspa without a significant price rise. And for me, I'm like, okay, well, maybe that's because we're seeing the miners have been getting more and more involved. We're seeing a lot more miners bought, and again, Red Panda mining confirms that these miners have been, 50% off effectively. So we're going to probably see an even crazier surge in hash rate very, very shortly as well. So, and I wouldn't be surprised if the exchanges are building up their accumulation of Kaspa by mining it, which if they were, that'd be the first ever in history to do that, because they've not done that with any other project. Bitcoin came up before the exchanges even were announced. Exchanges came after Bitcoin. Every other project after that has, paid their way to get onto exchanges. But, Kaspa would be the first to, or at least the exchange would have listed project, but Kaspa would be the first project to be mined to build up their bag if this is the case. So for me, it's a very it's a theory that I'm intrigued about. Effectively, I'm not saying it's, you know, the holy grail, be all and end all. I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying I think it's a theory that again has enough logic behind it to where it's worth thinking about. And if ways to find out more, I'm trying to find out more now, and I'm loving the idea of it. Chat's going crazy. I'm trying to catch up. Mohammed, my man, I'm good. How are you today? Kaspa number 22 in market cap, number 2 in hash rate, and 76 in volume on core market cap, but extremely inflationary. Think about that. True, very, very true. I think the fact that Kaspa is, you know, so high on core market cap, you know, and it's the second strongest proof of work in terms of hash rate as well, and its volume's also very, I mean, right now it's at 92, but either way, like, its volume has peaked. It's very, very high. For me, there's evidently a lot of adoption and a lot of attention coming to Kaspa that it would make sense it makes sense for the exchanges to want to list Kaspa effectively. That's the whole premise of this theory, is that there's so many reasons for these exchanges to have a reason to list Kaspa now. Kraken are getting involved now, we know that. Binance are starting getting more involved now as well. There's a reason there seems to be enough of a reason for them to do so. Kaspa's got so high and it's gained so much momentum, so much FOMO in its you know, lifespan without a tier 1. So, and if exchanges, and so it'd be again, businesses, exchanges are businesses, and they want to make as much profit as possible. So it's in their best interest to end up, you know, it'd be in their best interest to list a project like Kaspa, which has so much growth and development and potential that will most likely go much, much higher while it's still cheap. Whether they just outright buy it, whether they just accumulate it slowly. Yeah, Mr. Mars says the Discord is a great place and I've been thoroughly enjoying it. Sometimes it does go in a bit of a strange direction, like earlier today. That was a interesting conversation topic, but ultimately it's all love in there. I mean, you know, again, whether it be just a friendly conversation, chill chat, we also learn a lot more on there as well. We've got a, you know, information tab where we're just talking about daily cycles, daily news. We've got stuff that was put out from Cody. Was it Cody? No, it wasn't Cody. I apologize. It was put out from Leroy earlier in the information tab about Russia are now launching 2 crypto exchanges and stablecoins linked to the Chinese yuan and BRICS currency, which is very, very big. Do I have that loaded up? I don't have that loaded up here actually, but I can launch that up here because I have. Again, it's not just me, you know, building this Discord where I'm just, you know, telling everyone what is happening. We're all collectively learning together and building our knowledge of the crypto space so we can, you know, understand the market sentiments better. That's what the Discord, again, the fact that we've got a friendly community, the fact that we are all learning a lot and enjoying what we're talking about, whether it be about crypto, whether it be about what happened earlier. It's been a good laugh so far, and we're only 2 or 3 weeks in, so imagine what's going to be like next year. I cannot wait to see where Discord goes, and we're going to eventually be upgrading Discord in due time as well, whether it be adding more channels, more chats, whatever it may be. So again, it's very, very early in crypto and in the Discord server, so we're going to learn a lot more soon, I'm sure as well. Can we see Kaspa hitting minimum $10 by 2030? Yeah, I'm sure. I think there's a possibility, a small one, but I think there's a possibility we could see Kaspa hit $10 this cycle. Again, small one. But therefore, by 2030, I think we would most likely see Kaspa hitting $10. I suspect that mining Kaspa would not gather the required liquidity efficiently. Yeah, if they were to mine Kaspa for a very, very long time, then yes, they would have enough liquidity. Pardon me. Enough liquidity to do so, but as it stands right now, they probably take them a very, very long time unless they, you know, bought an absolute bucket load of exchange of miners, right? But that's why I believe it will be a combination, right? If they can, you know, quietly accumulate Kaspa now and build up some of their bags early, and then when they're like, okay, the bull one's starting, Kraken's listed, Binance are getting close, now we need to buy OTC over the counter so we can actually get enough liquidity and we list, they would have still made profit by mining some of it, and then they could just quietly mine as time goes on. The fact that Binance has a mining pool, for me, again, adds to the theory that they might be mining Kaspa. With Kaspa's strong Bitcoin-like narrative, could see strong retail FOMO at the levels of... Yeah, exactly. Again, I mean, I butchered the way I said that, Mr. Joel, but yeah, the fact that Kaspa's, you know, such a strong project with Bitcoin-like narrative, following the step of Bitcoin, adhering to Satoshi Nakamoto's original vision, we could very well see strong retail fear of missing out at the levels like $1, $2, and so on. So when people actually see, oh, Kaspa now at $1, oh god, wait, why Kaspa at $1? And they look at its market at all times and think, oh my god, wait, Kaspa's been doing this, and it's at $1. We need to get more Kaspa. Now, I think we're going to see a correction at $1. $1 will be a very tough level of resistance, I'm sure, for those of us who are early, who want to take profits, which we're well in our right to do so. But at the same time, people will start seeing, oh, Kaspa at $1, great, it's next Bitcoin. Let's be honest, retail don't care about tokenomics. Yeah, exactly. Retailers don't care about tokenomics, and at the same time, there are the market's changing. The market is changing a lot. We are seeing institutions getting involved, and that will also drastically affect the standing of crypto in the future as well. It will change how the market acts. It won't just be about market cap. Again, I showed this yesterday, and thank God that I saved this as well. Let me just get it up. But I mentioned the fact that people talk about Kaspa getting to these crazy price targets. It can be very, very hard because it's market cap wise especially very, very hard. But again, it's what the Stocks digital asset blue chip index caters to institutional investors, and it confirms that market cap's not going to be the be all and end all in the future. It's going to be the adoption, security, community, and innovation of a project, which Kaspa has got all of those ticked off. Adoption's growing more and more. The hash rate is a key indicator of that. The hash rate is a key indicator of the adoption and security growing more and more. The community, we're here right now as a very strong community, one of the strongest in the space, if not the strongest. And innovation, who is more innovative than Kaspa? Because I will wait. I don't think there is one right now. People claim to be the next Kaspa. People claim to be, better than Kaspa. But as it stands right now, no one else has told the trilemma. So for me, that's the best innovation in the space so far. So we will see a definite shift, I'm sure, Mr. Joel. When smart contracts, we haven't had an official confirmation date as of right now. I did see, I was trying to scroll down and find it, although I imagine it will take me some time, but we did see there was a live interview that happened with the Kaspa core devs, with Jonathan Sobolinski, Michael Sutton and whatnot. I believe it was back in June or July, where they were talking about the smart contracts and everything else they're building right now. And in the interview, I'm pretty sure Jonathan Sobolinski stated around, I'm not sure what minute it was, I can't remember, you have to listen to it for yourself, but I'm pretty sure he mentioned that that the smart contracts are something that would take 18 months to 24 months, so a year and a half to 2 years to come out. So if that's the case, then we will probably see smart contracts potentially by the end of the bull cycle, 2025, if not hopefully early 2026. There might be delays, which of course it's always possible, but it's better off to see delays and a complete project than us to push it out early and then be a problem. So I prefer they take their time doing it. And smart contracts will allow Kaspa to finally surpass its shortcomings. The shortcomings being the fact that it's scalable with no programmability. Right now, Kaspa has so much use case. It's really good at what it's meant to be doing, which is moving money around cheap and fast, but it hasn't got a programmability for it right now because it's not got smart contracts. And the KRI are going to also help with building more adoption to Kaspa, and smart contracts will come out to allow Kaspa to finally achieve that milestone, which is again something just so amazing for Kaspa. I'm trying to find this thing. I'll try and link it as well if I can find it while I'm scrolling down. But as I move on, anyways, BlackRock isn't the only shareholder of Marathon. They're the biggest shareholder. Yeah, I know. There are multiple shareholders. You've got the likes of, I think it's Jane Street, Vanguard, and many, many more. But BlackRock, being the largest asset manager as well, they are the biggest shareholder of Marathon. And again, you've got to keep in mind that Marathon, they're building their accumulation of capital right now. These industries like Marathon, they will always act in the best interest of their shareholders, what the shareholders want. So if they're building up more accumulation of Kaspa, that's what the shareholders want as well. And Coinbase have a connection to BlackRock. So again, it's those connections there, those breadcrumb trails that I'm looking into that makes me again think the theory is more possible. Will I find this? I'm at July now. Oh, I did. Here you go. Okay, so I'll link this in. This is the video right here. It's a 2-hour stream. It's quite a long one, but I'll link it in the chat for anyone who wants to see it. But in this thing, they're talking about smart contracts in it as well. The Kaspa July Open Dev meeting stated that unveiling the ongoing architecture work for the integrating ZK opcodes that will allow smart contract on Kaspa. Just talk about the smart contract, and effectively in there, they stated at some point in there that it will take 18 to 24 months, I believe. So they all have connections because DAG Labs was initially funded by Polychain. Yeah, exactly. Also, and I'll showcase that as well because I do have that saved. The wiki page. This is a wiki page, the Kaspa wiki page, which showcases DAG Labs. Just a little brief summary of DAG Labs, and basically just confirm that that all of them are connected, but definitely Coinbase. Kaspa was envisioned by a research and development company, DAG Labs, through the investment of Polychain Capital, who is a venture arm of Coinbase. They invested $8 million to rent the brain power of the team above, being Shai, Michael Sutton, Mike Zak, Jonas Sobolinski as well, all to research and develop Kaspa. So they're going to want to make good on their investment, surely. They're going to want to make money off their investment into the team to make Kaspa. Again, why I believe that they're going to be building accumulation of Kaspa and want to make money off that anyways. Yeah, Ms. Mars states, we won't see smart contracts till 2025, 2026 with the DAG upgrade. Until then we'll have Chaos 20. Yeah, so there. Again, that post here, wherever that one I just showed up, where did I find it? Don't know where I found it. Here. Here. The video here, the post here is showcasing that in this video, in this 2-hour live open dev meeting, they were talking about integration of smart contracts and whatnot. So that's when I'm going to probably see the smart contract integrated. And when we do, that will either cause Kaspa to surge even higher to a new all-time high, potentially $10, with everything else coming into it, or it will stem the bleeding of the correction in the bear cycle. Where do you see Kaspa price ending at 2024? It depends on what comes out. If we see Kraken listing and also Binance listing by the end of this year, then I think we could very well see a $1 Kaspa. Especially now the hash rate is going absolutely parabolic, we could see it go even faster and even go increase momentum more and more. We could see a $1 Kaspa by that point, depending on what listings come out. But I think we need to see the listings. Kraken will happen, I'm very, very sure. And there'll also be increasing FOMO due to the 10 block per second hard fork happening in Q1 of 2025. It'll probably be around February, March as opposed to January, but either way there'll be increased FOMO of that as well. So I think it's a possibility we could see a $1 Kaspa. That probably might be best case. I think likely we'll probably see more so like a maybe 70 cents Kaspa, maybe 50, worst case. But again, for where Kaspa is going to be going in this bull cycle, I'm not too worried about the short-term price. I'm holding Kaspa, for the next 10, 20 years. And I know that's a project that's going to just explode in price, so I'm not too fussed on short-term, but that's my current prediction for that right now. My question is that we are all believe that Kaspa is a strong project. There's zero chance this project doesn't fail, I hope. I mean, the chance of this project failing is small. And the reason for that is because, again, I was linked this by my man Leroy. He put it in the general chat, so I won't be able to scroll all the way up because I didn't put it in the information tab. I'm going to have to make sure I update that later. My man Leroy in the Discord server can basically just showcase that Shai, one of the core developers of Kaspa, confirmed that Kaspa was a project that they had planned to launch and release by 2018, which would have been perfect if they'd done that, because it meant that we would have all those smart contracts and all the stable coins would have been released by now, and they would be perfect in time for the bull market, and they would have probably caught the last bull market as well. But they didn't because it wasn't ready, and I'm happy they didn't, because they didn't do that. And now Kaspa's it's a very, very fleshed out design. It's got everything they're doing properly, taking their time doing it. It's decentralized as well, so the chance of it failing through rug pulling is minimal. So I think the chance of this project failing, I mean, there's always a possibility. I'm not trying to say it's not going to happen, but the chances are smaller than other projects because of its decentralized nature and because the technology is so very good. And they're still very, very early on in development, and they're still building more and more. So there's a lot more to come that will allow Kaspa to, reach new heights. Yeah, of course it can go to zero, but the chances are very, very small. On the go crypto, my man, welcome. Great stream, brother. Hit the likes, guys. Thank you very much. Yeah, hit the like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. And also, if you want to, spread the love, then share it to your friends and family to get them all knowing about Kaspa and the crypto space. And if you want to learn more, as always, then feel free to join my free Discord server. The link is currently on screen. It is also going to be in the chat right now, in the description of this live as well. And it's just a free Discord server where we're all just building our knowledge right now. Lurker alert, smash the like button, lurkers. Yeah, well, I guess it's not for me saying anymore. Everyone remember to smash that like button. If you enjoy these streams, smash the like button and spread the love of Kaspa, and give me more incentive to make these live streams, because the more you spread the love, the more I'm going to want to do them. Although I say that I love you guys anyways, so I'll do it anyways. But value falls to the marginal cost of production. It's always cheaper to make a product than buy it by someone else, especially if they control that gets access. The problem with the idea of exchanges mining it over buying it, even if they get cheaper for mining it, it won't be a created. I mean, yeah, it won't be a created discount, but it's like an investment, so to speak. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Yeah, there are the arguments for and against them mining. Kaspa right now. They may be doing it, may not be doing it. It's a theory at the end of the day. And it might buy Kaspa. I'll try and see if I can find the graph for the next stream, or I'll put it in my Discord server so everyone can see this graph that I'm referencing that I saw earlier. It was a few weeks back now, I think I saw it. But in the long-term side of things, it is more profitable to be mining Kaspa, and you will get it at a lot more of a discount than if you were to just straight up buy it. That is not the one wow, so many chats. You guys are talking way too much. Especially with the skyrocketing hash rate and monthly reductions, the longer it takes to list. Yeah, that's also true as well. The fact that the hash rate is skyrocketing at such a crazy rate, it's harder now for miners to actually make profit from mining Kaspa, because there's an increase in security, the hash rate's higher, so it's harder for them to actually mine the blocks. But by them doing it this method as well, it means that they can actually build up their accumulation of Kaspa behind the scenes and without it actually affecting the price drastically. So again, it's like there are arguments for it and against it. If you bought it over the counter right now, you get cheap Kaspa at 16, 17 cents, but it would also cause a price rise because someone would just see a massive wallet, which they could probably link to an exchange, buying a crap ton of Kaspa. And mining it on the long-term side of things, you make profit, especially as Kaspa's price starts to rise more and more. But right now, it might be less profitable for them to do so because it's just very expensive for them to do them with the hash rate rising higher and higher. It's harder for them to mine the blocks. But that's why I believe it might be a combination of both. I think it's definitely Binance mining pool again is proof of that they are doing some elements of mining. I think it might be a combination of the both. They might be accumulating some now and then gradually and slowly doing some OTC over the counter buying and trading. Again, like we can see, the percentile of circulating supply held by the 0.1% of meaningful addresses is spiking a little bit now. Potentially, we are now starting to see exchanges making a more aggressive move. Maybe Kraken. Maybe this is Kraken. Who knows? Because Kraken haven't announced they have got a spot listing ready for Kaspa, but saying they haven't seen a meaningful price rise yet. So we'll have to just wait and see. Okay, people just talking in the community now. So yeah, it's almost time to get rich. It is almost time to get rich. It is. Kaspa is at Michael Sutton stated, Kaspa boiling, in terms of technology, Kaspa's at a boiling point, and I couldn't agree more. Kaspa's at a very, very unique position where, it is going to explode. And this channel is blowing up. I mean, yeah, I'm loving it. The more, I really, really hope the channel continues to blow up and gets more adoption, because, as the community grows more and more, we're spreading the love more, spreading our knowledge more and more, better chance that we can all just work together in our community, in this channel and in my Discord server, in the community, just to build our knowledge to eventually achieve financial freedom, which we all want from Kaspa and from crypto in general. That's why we're here. We're here to try and make money ultimately. How will we sell the Calculating 20 tokens where we've minted? Will this only be once all tokens have been minted and that project is listed on the exchange? To answer your question, there'll probably be, we'll find out more, I'm sure, in due time, but from my understanding, there will be several ways to sell Calculating 20 tokens that you've minted. And I don't think it will necessarily require all tokens to be minted, or the project to be listed on the exchange. You can do direct sales, again, OTC markets, over the counter markets. I'm sure you could probably sell them through community forums as well. You'll have DEXs and centralized exchanges as well, and token swapping. So there'll probably be multiple means to sell your Calculating 20 tokens if you choose to, which again will give other ways for miners and other people to make profit, as opposed to just getting Kaspa. When all the Kaspa's mined as well, the miners can make profit from the Calculating 20 token transactions and whatnot as well, and the mining and minting of Calculating 20 tokens. But of course, some of those can be liable for scams and whatnot, so you've got to be careful always when you're doing anything online. How much can Kaspa pump with each tier 1 listing? I think it's all stage. They know Kaspa Special has a book and limited edition cold storage wallets, and this is the first Kaspa bull run. That's again why I believe that Kaspa's going to see tier 1 listing this cycle, because it's the first bull run, and they always do well in the first cycle, and Kaspa has the fastest growing project in this space by far, with so much incoming for it. And it's hard to predict what each exchange will do to the price of Kaspa. Kraken will probably do quite significant, rises for Kaspa. Maybe we'll see a 20% rise in the price of Kaspa with Kraken. Going back up to its all-time high. Maybe we see it higher again. We have to wait and see. I do believe that Binance listing will be a very, very big one, being the big exchange in the world. And also when Binance announced futures, we saw Kaspa go from, 5 to 15 cents. So the actual official spot listing could cause, another 3x from whatever it's at, from 20, let's say, to 60 cents potentially. So we'll have to wait and see. But each tier one will generate FOMO that, they're listing the project, and we'll see a massive, massive rise in price for us early investors who have got our Kaspa on Tangent wallets and, other exchanges. Although Tangent wallet and cold storage are definitely the best way to hold your Kaspa, or crypto in general. So you should definitely have a Tangent wallet. And for me personally, I buy my Kaspa through L Bank because it's got the cheapest fees, 0.1% exchange fees, and I buy that and put it on my Tangent wallet. But I think we'll see, as tier ones come into Kaspa, we'll see a lot of adoption come into Kaspa, more casual traders starting to look into Kaspa. They'll see this chart and they'll think, oh wow, that's done amazing in its all time, so let's just buy it. That's the mindset of a casual trader. That's what I did when I first got into crypto, because I was a casual trader. And I just thought, oh yeah, the project looks decent, let's put in. And then as I got into the bull cycle more and more, started doing more research, I started looking into, the cycles a little bit more. I made profit of other projects like PI Vulcan Forge. I made a 2x off this project during the bull cycle as well. So those are the ones who learn more and more as time goes on. And I learned, relatively quickly in that regards. But a lot of people who are casual traders who just go on the big exchanges just buy the Kaspa. And then we'll see, more price rises from there as well. There's so many questions, guys. Oh my gosh, the chat is going off right now. I'm just trying to quickly go through the ones that actually most. Yeah, patience is key. Kaspa is gold. Hold Kaspa, definitely. Hello, future crypto millionaires. Welcome back to the stream once again, Beebs. How high of percentage can get Kaspa this bull run, please? Because ADA has 50% of the whole market cap, but this bull run, there are way more other projects where the money will flow into. I think it depends. I think that Kaspa has all the makings to surpass Cardano in this bull cycle. It should definitely surpass Cardano's all-time high market cap from last cycle of $4. So I think it should surpass Cardano in that cycle and also this one as well. We see more money in this cycle as well. So, Cardano's all-time high might be higher than 4 this time round, but I think Kaspa should surpass it, being a better project. And by the time it reaches the peak, we should see tier 1 listings for Kaspa, KRC20, 10 BPS, KRI getting more involved as well should be very, very big. So I think Kaspa will attain a significant portion, a decent portion of the whole market cap, but we'll have to wait and see, because institutional adoption will definitely fluctuate and determine the position of crypto, right? Because right now institutional adoption is going crazy in Bitcoin ETFs. We're seeing XRP has a lot of institutional adoption right now, or it's building more and more, and we'll see the use case come up for that very, very shortly. We're seeing other projects that seem to have a lot of close connection to institutions as well. Institutions are the ones that are driving this market. Keep that in mind. So what the institutions want to do, and thanks to the KII, institutions will want to choose Kaspa as well. Binance doesn't need to mine it due to the mining pool. Quantum doesn't need to mine it due to the connection marathon. Yeah, that's also true. They don't need to, because they do have the mining pool to let them build accumulation that way and marathon, but they could be. Again, it's a theory. I'm not trying to say that this is definite, like the truth. It's a theory that me and Cody were cooking up, and I thought there's a possibility due to the drastic rise in hash rate, due to the fact that they are connections to the big exchanges with Kaspa for over 6 months, and also connections to these exchanges and mining companies. The fact that, again, Binance have a mining pool, Coinbase have Marathon, and so I think it's a possibility we're seeing. And the fact that also, again, Red Panda confirmed that we're seeing rate cuts and price cuts in the cost of mining equipment, means we could see an even more crazy surge in the hash rate in very, very shortly as well. And okay, I will now be finally caught up with the questions. I had to skip a few of them because, yeah, it's a lot in there. Will you try minting on KRC20, and can you do more vids on minting and updates? As it stands right now, there's a possibility I might. I have no intention to do so, but as I'm learning more and more in the crypto space, then yeah, I possibly might do so. And if I do so, then I will definitely be putting some videos out regarding it as well to keep people informed. And I also will probably be putting maybe some more community videos only, so people who are in my Discord server, and content out for them only, so they can get the, because I mean that's ultimately this YouTube channel is obviously what I'm letting people know about everything Kaspa, and I'm loving the community server, but it's also those who really want to learn all about crypto. They're the ones who join the server, and they're the ones that learn a lot more as well. So I imagine I'll probably get into it at some point, and if I do, I'll definitely put some updates out. I'll definitely be putting some updates out, so don't worry about that. On the Go Crypto, QC putting in the work, and on the stream, smash the like and show the love. Damn straight. Thank you very much, my man. I know it's just a theory and it's a fun one, but I'm picking apart. Yeah, no, and I appreciate you for that, Mr. Mars. I mean, you need people who are going to be able to have to see the other side of things. You can't just think of a theory and be like, yep, that makes sense, go with the theory. You've got to have people who are arguing against it so you can see how the theory stacks up against other circumstances. So yeah, Mr. Mars has been putting it throughout this stream. The theory of, these tier ones who have been mining Kaspa is a theory that seems logical, but of course is not, again, definite. There are definitely arguments to be made of why they're not mining Kaspa, right? Because again, it may not be profitable for them to do so because, the hash rate is so very high that actually miners are not making profit from mining Kaspa right now. And also you get Binance don't need to mine Kaspa because they have mining pools. Coinbase have Marathon. So there are arguments to be made as to why they are not mining Kaspa. But I also think that the theory is a very fun one, and it's the arguments for both sides. But it's just something, again, I wanted to talk about and spread the idea of, because I thought it was very, very interesting. And I do think it is a possibility. I see the argument from both sides of things. Again, the whole point is you're not meant to be logical. God, don't listen to that part. You're not meant to be emotional. You're meant to be logical. Don't be emotional, be logical. You've got to understand that you want to be able to understand all avenues of things before you make any. You don't want to just get into a crypto project because someone says buy it. You want to understand all the positives and negatives. And right now, for Kaspa, the negative for Kaspa, you want to understand how, you should all understand how great Kaspa is and what they're building. The negative of it right now, and one of the few negatives, is that it is scalable with no programmability, meaning that it doesn't really have, it's very, very good at transacting money quick and fast and cheap, but it's not got the smart contract share that it needs to have the programmability. But it's going to have that very, very soon. And that will therefore eliminate, let's say, Kaspa's shortcomings. And then also the adoption for Kaspa is still quite low, but it's growing faster and faster, as we can see evidence of that happening right now. So you've got to understand all elements of a project before you get into it. And that's why, again, Kaspa is one that I'm involved into, and I love Kaspa because the shortcomings are very, very small, and they're also addressing the shortcomings already. Do you think we'll see Kraken and Binance in 2024? Yes. Kraken definitely, Binance potentially. The reason why I'm not as certain about Binance is purely because Binance has not announced a spot listing. They've got a lot of connections, but not announced a spot listing. But also because Binance is a much, much bigger exchange. So the amount of liquidity they have to build in comparison to like Kraken is much, much higher. Let's just say like Kraken would have to, just look at the sheer difference in 24-hour trading volume and weekly visits. It's like 10 times difference, if not more than 10 times different. So, whatever Kraken accumulates in liquidity to list Kaspa, in theory, Binance had to accumulate 10 times more. So it'll be much more needed for Binance to actually list Kaspa. So it might take them a lot longer. But I think we'll definitely see Kraken this cycle, and before this end of this year. And Binance potentially will have to see how quickly they accumulate Kaspa. How low do you speculate Kaspa will dip in the bear? I suspect not much, if any. If I say from the power law range, my buddy is telling me to sell all and buy back. I told him that would be risky, yeah. I mean, I would never sell all. I'd sell and then maybe buy back at the bottom, but I would never sell all Kaspa. I've not thought too much about it. Let's just say Kaspa reaches $5 as a conservative prediction, or as an average bet. I think we'll probably see Kaspa correct towards $1, maybe $1.50. And then it'll probably stay around there. I mean, if you look at it from Bitcoin perspective, right? That's always a decent indicator. Considering that Kaspa and Bitcoin are very, very similar. Look at Bitcoin from the last bull cycle, so 2022 is the peak here, 69. We can see that around here, it dropped down to a correction of about, let's just say 80% round up. So if the case of Kaspa reaches the price of Kaspa reaches the price of $5, an 8% correction would result in a $1 Kaspa. So that's where I probably see Kaspa potentially going. But again, institutional investment could cause Kaspa to go higher, and again, smart contracts coming out could stem the bleeding of Kaspa and stop it from going too low. His argument is to end up with more Kaspa, but I've tried to. Oh yeah, no, I understand his argument as to why he wants to sell all and then buy back lower, but I think it's I don't think it's ever wise to just sell all. Yeah, don't be. Yeah, that was a mishap on my fault. I'm speaking too quickly right now. I'm too energetic right now, so as you can hear, I'm mumbling my words too much. I need to take more time and speaking. Maybe I should get some speech therapy. With all the institutional investments with the bear market, it might not be as bad as other years. That's also what I've been trying to reiterate. The fact that we have institutional investment in this market for the first time ever, for me, it's a wild card factor. We don't know how low crypto is going to go, how high it's going to go, and it may also cause crypto to go higher and fall higher. Like, it won't fall as high either. So we'll have to just really wait and see what happens as the market unfolds. We've been seeing developments happening all over the place. Bitcoin is already currently outpacing the last 2 cycles, which is very, very bullish. We've got this here, the US August central bank consumer confidence rises to 103.3 EST. And to understand what this basically means is we're seeing we're seeing the impact in rising consumer confidence in the crypto market. So overall, a rise is just generally as a very good sign for the crypto market, because we're seeing more confidence coming in more and more, which is very, very good. And then we also have stock market and stuff like that. We're seeing this in itself is another weird one, right? And the reason I want to get into that is because the stock market, we're seeing a higher concentration in like the top 10 stocks, as opposed to last cycle in 2022 it was 25% of the S&P 500, and now at 38%, which is much, much higher. And this can be concerning because we're seeing it's good because we're seeing a concentrated market can sometimes reflect strong economic growth, but it does also mean that the lack of diversification, and it can mean that if these assets were to just, let's just say rug pulled, that would probably cause the whole stock market to crash because there's not enough diversification anymore. So that is quite worrying. But again, ultimately, the positive side for this, we're seeing again more, we're seeing a massive increase in massive concentrated market. We're seeing an increase in adoption with big projects. People are getting more and more into investments. We're seeing more consumer confidence as well. And also we've got this here from Kaspa I wanted to talk about as I'm about to wrap the stream off as well, which I think is very, very cool. And again, a sign of how quick and how close we are to KRC20 being launched is going to be massive and massive for Kaspa right now. So, the Kaspa indexer will be open source soon, and a number of major changes have been made. The detailed summary is right here. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. I'll be linking it in my community server if you want to find out and read through it for yourself, but to give a TLDR of it, basically, because I've read through it already. The key improvements of the Kasplex indexer is the modularization. So it's basically been split into smaller independent components for easier development and maintenance. So that's great. It has real-time data processing, so it can now process transactions and update state data in real time, which is great for Kaspa and in its future use case as well. It has improved performance, data trust module, future plans and whatnot. The team is working right now. I'm trying to find where it says future plans here. Okay, I can't find it here, but it does mention it in here. Effectively, the future plans, the team is currently working on creating a lighter version of this indexer and exploring ways to decentralize the system and support layer 2 solutions, which is massive, massive news. They're doing a lot with Kasplex right now. KRC20 is going to be very, very big. And this benefits Kaspa because it means it will enhance scalability, it will improve. The improvements will help Kaspa handle the larger number of transactions and scale to meet future demand, which is great because that's what the KII wants as well. Kaspa to meet DLT solutions at scale. It will also result in improved reliability. So it'll be more trusted, it'll be more reliable, more flexible, and less vulnerable to attacks, which again makes Kaspa more secure. And again, it's a foundation for future developments. It will allow Kaspa to work on solutions, allow a light indexer and layer 2 solutions to lay the groundwork for Kaspa future growth and expansion. So again, this is very, very big, and proof again that Kaspa and the core devs are taking their time, but really making sure they have everything figured out before they start making the significant moves. And this is again why I believe that Kaspa is going to gain significant market share as time goes on. We're going to see more adoption coming to Kaspa because what's happening with Kaspa, we're seeing a lot of development for Kaspa right now, but nothing's properly come out yet. That's why again the market's not moving much. There's a lot of stuff like it's like all the track runners are now on the firing line waiting for the gun to go. The gun's not gone yet. The gun will go, and we'll see all the developments come out all at once, and then we'll see the surge in the in the relay, let's say it's a relay race, we'll see the first runners going off, then we'll see the KRI jumping on top of that, the next baton gets passed on, we'll see that go for there, smart contracts, baton passed on again, and we're going to start seeing it go there, and then we need the first relay gun to go off first, and we're waiting for that right now, but it's at the boiling point, so we're going to see a massive explosion in adoption, and very, 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 very soon, I'm sure. And it's currently just approaching the hour, so I'm going to answer some final questions before I wrap up for the stream. So are you going to implement any strategies during the bull run? I currently have some strategies devised that I'm going to be going through at a later date with my community and people in here as well on Kaspa, my strategy for Kaspa, but also just strategies to generate more liquidity, more money, so I can then put money into other investments as well. So I'll be looking into that, and I'll be, of course, letting everyone know when I am going to how I'm going to go about it. That'll probably be in the next. I haven't got a date for when I'm going to do it right now, because right now I'm just sitting back and watching my investments. But when the bull market starts probably taking off, I'm going to start looking towards strategies during the bull run, like trying to find some projects to trade into and then take money out of. So I'll be talking about that at a later date, so don't worry about that, Goku. And I hope you're in the Discord server, because most of the people who know, most people will find out about it through my Discord server. They'll be the first to know. They'll be the first to know about it. Chaos will bring a lot of liquidity. Yeah, damn straight, 100%. I got a question to ponder on. When Uphold first listed Kaspa, they limited the trades on it due to a limited amount of exchanges. Why doesn't Binance do the same? It's a good question. It's a good question, and I don't have an answer for that right now. When Uphold first listed Kaspa, they limited the trades on it due to limited amounts of exchanges. I mean, I can't think of the reason why. I'm intrigued why they don't do that. And actually, that's something. Yeah, you know what? Let's talk about that more in the Discord server, because I would like to hear your thoughts on that as well. Because that's actually a very interesting question why they haven't done that. I'd like to hear some theories about that as well. I keep 30,000 Kaspa into the bear market. Good man, good man. We only seen Kaspa in one bear market and it performed in all the. Yeah, exactly. We only seen Kaspa in one bear market, and we've seen it outperform every crypto project. So imagine what's going to do in its first bull market, and then even the bear after that, it might just continue to increase. Well, it'll drop down, but then it continue to go up from there. I'll share my tinfoil hat thoughts on the skyrocketing hash rates. A lot of it is from ASIC miners, producers. They always run new ASIC batches before they release them to public. I mean, yeah, that's also very possible. We've been seeing, as Red Panda confirms in his live as well, we've been seeing a massive surge in more miners getting, more miners are finally being shipped out to people who bought them and now finally getting hooked up. So that's also why we're seeing a rise as well. So that's also a decent theory as well. That's why we've seen a skyrocketing hash rate. But either way, the fact that we're seeing a massive skyrocketing hash rate is still very good for where Kaspa is going to be in the future, because this is very good for proof of work projects and will be big for Kaspa going forward as well. And again, the new miners mean better performance as well. So yeah, we're seeing a new batch being released, better performance, better miners. We'll see better hardware, and we'll see the hash rate go higher and higher, and this will correlate to an increase in price for Kaspa in the future to come. I'm very, very sure. And tier ones may be potentially the ones in charge, maybe the ones actually doing it behind the scenes, building up the liquidity, or not. The theory is there for everyone to speculate about, and I'd like to hear everyone's thoughts about it. Mr. Master chimed in, Cody's chimed in, and I know other people have chimed in as well. And the bottom line message is that we're seeing a rise in hash rate, which correlates to a price increase, and exchanges know and want to list Kaspa. That has been confirmed in these spaces, so they are coming, and this will eventually result in a price rise. And I think it'll be a volatile one. Kaspa will be one of the best earners in the space, no doubt about it, which is why I'm so bullish in this space. They also reduced the price of the old ASI miners. Yeah, and that's also, again, why I think Red Panda confirmed in his live that a lot of these miners have been cut in half in price. From 4K to 2K, from 7K to 3.2K. We're seeing a lot of, we're seeing them cut in half. So that's very, very big. Maybe because they're releasing some new batches, maybe because they want just to sell that old batch, whatever it may be. But we're going to see a massive, surge in more, miners, and therefore more adoption, and therefore higher hash rate, and then hopefully in due time increased price. It's all happening, just before the rate cut, before all the catalysts are in play. The fact that also Russia are about to, on the 1st of September, will be officially legalizing crypto mining is big as well. That might be great for Kaspa as well, being the second best proof of work project in the space. What will happen if they can't make it on time on the smart contracts in the bull run? I think if they don't get the smart contracts in the bull cycle, the smart contract will come in the bear cycle, and it will just stem the bleeding. I don't think it will necessarily lead to a price like it might. We might see a correction. We might see, let's say, you might see Kaspa, bull market starting here, smart contracts come up, might see that, and then go back down here. But instead of it going just like down like that, it will come and then just start correcting down here. You might just see it do that, and then start, correcting at a higher level. But yeah, that's currently my theory on it. But we'll have to wait and see. Smart contract will be big for Kaspa, and there's a lot coming for Kaspa very, very soon, very shortly. And this is going to cause Kaspa to, certain adoption. But yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Miles, for your interesting theories. And we want to talk about more on the Discord server. As you know, as I mentioned in my announcements, I'm a bit busy with moving right now, so I'm not going to be as active, but I'll be interacting where I can. And hopefully I see less of those conversations that I saw earlier. But yeah, that's going to be it for the stream. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed the stream, again, leave a like, share with your friends, subscribe for more. If you want to learn more, feel free to join my free Discord server. Link in the chat right now. Also in the description below. And also it is in my YouTube homepage, my YouTube blast right here. So if you want to learn more about Discord in general, then feel free to join here. And yeah, it should be same time tomorrow, 4 p.m. EST, 12 p.m. which is midday, 4 p.m. GBT, 12 p.m. which is midday EST, and 9 a.m. PT, and 11:30 for people from Australia, my man Leroy. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow.